This is a very significant bar that suggested that we're gonna not only continue going down, but maybe there is a more possibility of a much larger destruction from this point on. And continue with the Monday and Tuesday bars, and even today's bar. What do we see? We see how first of all, the price is going down. That's number one. The downward spread is diminishing, and diminishing considerably relative to the Fed bar. And yet, what does the volume do? The volume is still pretty high. It's actually even higher than it was on the actual Fed bar. What does it mean? It means that there is a presence of the opposing force. Demand is increasing, and yet what? What could we say about the result of the demand? Because this is a very common mistake that I see students are making. You guys see that the volume is increasing, but what does it mean in terms of the result? Okay, well, the spread is contracting, yet what does the price do? Does it stop? Does it reverse? Does it go up? None of the above. What we're seeing is that all of the attempts in the last 3 days to produce some kind of stopping action are failing. These are the moments when demand is coming in, but doesn't have the effect of stopping or the reversal action. Therefore, still to the downside. Therefore, still weak. And if this is still weak and the price might continue to the downside, then the next couple of questions is, well, what are the targets? There are, usual suspects, and we'll look at the Bruce's PNF. Here is your target number one. Here is your target, maybe number two. And then there is a little bit of the interim target right here. Could it stop somewhere here? Could it stop in the vicinity of the low of this particular bar, this resistance, and this bar right here? We have to see that would target zero work for us here. The second question I would say is that once this reaction is done, and we'll talk with Bruce about different possibilities of how deep this reaction could go, what kind of targets we could overcome, and bullish and bearish scenario. But once this reaction is done, we will be comparing this to this. So far, we're seeing that this reaction has a lot of verticality. It is much more vertical than the rally itself. So therefore, more aggressive to the downside than to the upside. And yet, when we're comparing it to the previous reaction, most definitely verticality is not enough. So the speed is not enough.